Good evening. I'm Tara Perry, the CEO of the National CASA GAL Association for Children. And it's my absolute pleasure to join you this evening in celebration of the almost 100,000 CASA GAL volunteers across the country on this first ever CASA GAL Volunteers Day. National CASA GAL partnered with FosterStrong to hold CASA GAL Volunteers Day to celebrate all of you and acknowledge the time, commitment, and compassion you give to supporting the 276,000 children and youth you serve. CASA GAL volunteers appointed by judges advocate for the best interests of children and youth who have experienced abuse or neglect. And they serve as supportive, consistent adults in the lives of these children and youth. I'm grateful for you every day, but today, on CASA GAL Volunteers Day, I have the special opportunity to honor and thank you for your hard work, ensuring that children and youth who are before the court have their voices heard. On social media today, I saw so many tributes, videos, photos, and messages of gratitude from National CASA GAL's network of 948 state organizations and local programs, recognizing the difference you make and the important service you provide as volunteers. Especially exciting today was the official recognition of CASA GAL Volunteers Day by the U.S. Congress. I hope through this event tonight and other ways that you have been recognized, people nationwide will join in celebrating you and have a better understanding of the critical role a CASA GAL volunteer plays in the lives of children, youth, and their families, and maybe be inspired to join our movement by volunteering their time. I also want to thank my colleagues Carrie Moles and Kara Welker at CASA of New York City, who were instrumental in bringing FosterStrong and National CASA GAL together, resulting in this special occasion. And they share National CASA GAL's goals of supporting youth in foster care and as they age out of care. I'm glad to be joined tonight by Carrie Richmond, Executive Director of FosterStrong, and it's my pleasure to welcome Carrie to this program this evening.
Hello everyone, and happy CASA GAL Volunteers Day. My name is Carrie Richmond, and I am the Executive Director of FosterStrong. FosterStrong is a national nonprofit that is completely comprised of individuals who spent time in foster care. Our mission is to change the negative narrative that often stains people's perception of those of us who have spent time in foster care. We do this by authentically sharing our own stories of moving from trauma to triumph. Our storytelling includes podcasts, videos, conferences, you name it. But we really just want to normalize the conversation around foster care so that nobody feels ashamed or embarrassed to tell people that they are in foster care or once were in foster care. FosterStrong is so thrilled to be partnering with National CASA GAL Association to host this first ever Volunteers Day for the individuals who give their time so generously to kids and young people who need someone to advocate for them. So today we tip our hats to you, we raise our glasses to you, all of you volunteers who make a difference. Our team at FosterStrong, several of us have had either a CASA volunteer or a GAL volunteer. I still remember my CASA, Lois, and although it's been many, many years since I've seen her, I will forever remember her warmth during such a turbulent time. Now, I am excited to turn it over to Senator Sherrod Brown from Ohio, one of our champions on the congressional resolution to officially recognize the first ever CASA GAL Volunteers Day.
Thank you for that introduction, Carrie. I really appreciate it. I'm Sherrod Brown. I am honored to represent the people of Ohio and our great country. Thank you to the National CASA Association, for FosterStrong, to all the volunteers joining today from across the country for your compassion and your commitment to children and to young people in foster care. Every young person deserves a safe and a stable place to call home. So many more have that home now thanks to your work. Thank you again. As we recognize May as National Foster Care Month, I'm proud to lead the bipartisan resolution with Senator Young of Indiana designating today as National Casa Gal Volunteers Day in honor of the work you do to advocate on behalf of foster children. Never ever doubt that your advocacy makes a real difference in families' lives. This December, Congress passed my legislation to ensure that youth aging out of foster care can find a safe, affordable place to live. You know that challenge. You know the outcome if we don't do it right. You know why we need to keep fighting. That legislation was born out of the ideas and advocacy of Ohio foster care alumni who have worked to build a better future for their younger brothers and sisters in care. And I'll close with this. Every year, we've established a tradition where I bring 3 Republican senators and 3 Democratic senators to the Senate floor to read the letter from Dr. Martin Luther King wrote from the Birmingham jail in 1963. My favorite Dr. King quote is in the middle of that letter, where he said, "Progress never rolls in on wheels of inevitability." Progress never rolls in on wheels of inevitability. Of course, Dr. King knew that it's groups like yours, the advocates, the activists, the people who care so much for their fellow men and women, that care so much about young people. You're the reason that progress rolls in. So thank you for being part of this.
Hello, I'm Senator Todd Young. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for volunteering in support of court-appointed special advocate and guardian ad litem programs. Your team of 96,000 volunteers across America works to ensure positive outcomes for children. You spend time with each child to get to know the heart of their case, and you genuinely care for these young people. I'm proud to say that Indiana has one of the largest CASA GAL programs in the nation, serving 86 Hoosier counties. In 2019, Hoosier volunteers helped more than 24,000 abused and neglected children. Volunteers like you give youth in the foster care system the opportunity to thrive. To all the CASA GAL volunteers across the country, thank you. Having a compassionate, dependable adult in a child's life can make all the difference. This year, I'm proud to co-lead a Senate resolution commemorating your work and marking the first ever CASA GAL Volunteers Day, because every child in America matters. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Congresswoman Katie Porter. I'm thrilled to be here with you today to thank you for your work as CASA Guardian Ad Litem volunteers. No child should have to face the foster care or court system alone. Because of you, they don't have to. Each and every day, you volunteer your time to help advocate for children's safety, to help them find a home, and to give them a consistent, caring adult in their lives. And I'm proud to celebrate your work today.
To all the CASAs out there, I want to thank you on this special day for your tireless, incredible work for supporting kids in foster care. Your work ensures that children in foster care have their needs met and rights protected, that they move out of foster care and into permanent, safe, and loving homes as quickly as possible, and that the young people aging out of foster care have the resources and support they need to live independently. Thank you for all that you do.
Hello, beautiful cast of Brown and Hills. I know some places this may feel like a impact is super tiny. Well, like the tiny stuff, I just so happen to know a few things about being tiny. It's just tiny things we do for each other that make the biggest difference. Just being there for one another, but helping out those who need help. That's what makes the world so beautiful. So, on behalf of all the tiny people you help, in so many ways, keep making a difference. We love you, Yeah, we thank you.
Hey, we're the Try Guys. We want to thank and honor all of the CASA volunteers today.
Yeah, your work supporting kids makes a big difference in their lives.
And everything you do does not go unnoticed, so we just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi everybody, my name is Mairead Green and I am a member of the FosterStrong team. I'm very excited for CASA to partner with FosterStrong so we can celebrate and thank all of our CASAs today.
Hello, my name is Sean Anders. I am a big fancy movie director. She told me to say that.
He's very
I'm actually not that big or fancy, but yeah, I wrote and directed the movie Instant Family, and that's how I got to know Mairead. She was a consultant on that movie and gave us all kinds of great advice on the script, and now she's been working with me ever since, and now here we are in Boston, Massachusetts, working on a new movie, a big fancy Christmas musical. And Mairead is also one of the original members of FosterStrong, which is something that started knocking around in my brain a little bit while we were making Instant Family, and I started talking to Mairead about it, and Allison Maxon, and we have an amazing group of FosterStrong volunteers as well. But that's not what I'm actually here for right now, is to ask random extemporaneous questions to Mairead. So just off the top of my head, what has your CASA GAL volunteer meant to you?
My CASA meant the world to me. It was great. She always loved and supported me and was always that consistent person for me. It was also very helpful throughout all of the court proceedings. She really explained to me what was happening, and while also just standing by my side and supporting me.
And okay, if you could use one word to describe your CASA GAL volunteer, what would it be?
My CASA was my advocate. She really supported me and was always there rooting for me while standing up and explaining what was best for me. While other people kind of had their own motives, she always looked out for my best interests and was very important.
My CASA was my advocate is actually 5 words, but good job.
Advocate is the word.
What is, if there was one thing you could say to all of the volunteers out there, what would it be?
Thank you. Thank you so much. My mom actually just became a CASA.
What?
So I'm very excited that it's just proof that our family loves CASA so much, and we're so grateful for all of the work that you do, and it's really made a lasting impact on my life.
And I would also like to say thank you to all of the CASA GAL volunteers for your incredible commitment and compassion for kids in foster care and their families, and the time that you spend getting to know the kids and getting to know the families and giving so much of yourself makes a real difference, and it's so amazing in their lives. And so I would just like to thank you for that, and thank Mairead for being Mairead.
Thank you, CASA.
Hello, my name is Slam Anderson, and this piece is called To My Heart Workers. H-E-A-R-T, to my heart workers. What's the point of praying for change if you ain't willing to put in faith with your work? This is to my volunteers, the ones who work with heart and move by faith. They pull lint out of their empty pockets and believe it can move mountains. They give time like the universe is just giving it away. All you gotta do is spend it. You can't buy more years with saved minutes, and death can't be bribed with plans or good deeds. But I pinky swear before I leave, I'ma help a few sprouts grow. Or at least provide them with a little more sunshine than I had. We are constantly being reminded of how expensive time is. But time is what's needed. So here's to the ones who give it freely, the heart workers, the ones who pick up drop swords on the battlefields. Their hearts don't just bleed, they work, they pump, they get cut. If you ain't ready for a knife wound, then don't step up. This is to the ones who listened to us, spoke up for us, help us adjust the mic so we can tell our stories even though they've heard them all before. Every one of them blacker and bluer than the other. I never heard a story so beaten down and used. Here's to the ones who help us fight for better endings, the heart workers, the volunteers, the ones standing in line to walk on water, because faith with action is what creates change. And giving unseen without expecting is what we gotta do. Here's to the ones who get it, whether or not they walked in your shoes. To the CASAs, who can look at a child in care and see past the papers. We are traumatized angels. The system turned us into soldiers. We fight years to find a place just to age out homeless. And our veterans still ain't getting the help they need. Here's to the ones who know the fight ain't over. We celebrate our victories, but tomorrow we bleed even harder. Here's to the heart workers, the volunteers. You'll receive 10 times, no, 60 times, no, 100 times what you sold. You'll receive blessings that last longer than silver and gold, because love is abundant. It spreads, it grows, it can consume this world if enough of us advocate for it. Be a picket sign, resist the habits of the past, stand on intersections, in front of buildings, in courtrooms, show them that love always wins over time and money, and a child deserves to be loved and heard. A masterpiece was created. Whether it was on accident or intentional, it doesn't matter. It's a part of this world, and we need more heart workers, more gardeners to water seeds, more people who aren't afraid of the Red Sea. Here's to the ones who would have crossed that ocean even if it wasn't parted, one way or another, boats swimming or floating. Here's to the ones Moses had to tell to slow down, because when you move by heart, you move with purpose. We already said we're not worried about time. This is how we decided to spend our hours. We're not moving fast because we're rushing. We're moving fast because there's too many young angels that don't want to fly. They're pulling at their wings. Here's to the ones who are sewing back on feathers, getting pricked by needles, the ones who bleed for us, the volunteers whose hearts work hard. They pray for change and put faith in behind their work, because faith without action is dead. So thank you for keeping us living.
Being a CASA volunteer has changed my life more than I could ever dream of changing theirs. Each case has been unique as the child I've served.
Each young child has their own identity. It's always something different. It catches you off guard, so I just call it special.
I hadn't ever heard of CASA really when I was in foster care myself, but now I wish I'd had one.
I guess it's just to really understand how resilient and strong and brave these kids are, and just with a little bit of compassion and care and love and kindness, it just makes a huge difference, and it's a difference that many times will last with them for the rest of their lives.
Being a CASA volunteer has changed me. It has given me the opportunity to become more patient.
I've found it very personally rewarding to be able to use my story and my experiences to be able to meet children and youth where they're at.
I spent maybe two and a half hours with my first CASA child on the basketball court, and I was totally out of shape, out of breath, and I was not dressed properly. I had on my church shoes, but I was still out there because I was bonding with them, and I had a great time.
I think one of the most impactful and fascinating aspects of being a CASA is the advocacy that you get to do in family court. Miguel was offered an open spot in supportive housing to be with his brother when he was aging out of foster care, but his agency wasn't able to help him with the supportive housing application. And so I worked intensively with my CASA supervisor to go to court to advocate for him to be able to have a spot in housing.
Helping to put systems in place to set them up for success has been meaningful, gratifying, and rewarding.
At first we were more like mentors and advocates, but over time the bonds deepened and we became a forever family. And my husband and I adopted both Miguel and Jonathan, and we are actually just recently celebrating our 10-year anniversary together. And we strongly recommend to any individual or any couple who wants to have an impact not only in someone else's life but in your own life to go and become a CASA.
The work is life-changing. and I am so proud to be a part of this very important work.
Xavier Mitchell from Brooklyn, New York.
My name is Erica Francois and I'm from New York City.
My name is Isaiah. I'm 18 and I'm from the Bronx.
My name is Elizabeth Pizarro. I'm from everywhere, I guess.
My name is Sharonda Hope Cross. I'm 26 and I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
Tina Tring. I am currently a student at the University of Central Florida.
I felt like my CASA advocate really paid attention to the needs that I had and went with what I wanted.
I'm glad that I have my CASA worker to give me that, like I said, that substance that I'm missing. Fill that void.
Selfless. So selfless. Oh my gosh. I've never met anyone so dedicated to assisting me in the way that she assisted me.
I learned a lot from him still, and I think about it all the time, how grateful I was for his help.
Katie was the first person to believe in me. She also supported me through my entire high school experience.
She took the problems that I had and she made them her own. She cared about the things that I cared about just as much as I did, so I felt like that was really important to me.
She's always been there for me, no matter what, and I'm gonna keep on saying that, A lot of people, I'm used to people, just leaving, when things get too hard, they up and go.
I was a tough first kid to deal with in the system, and she just didn't give up, no matter how much I tried to push her away.
He didn't give up on me. I appreciate him because he didn't give up on me. He stayed there, he helped me, no matter how bad it got or how upset I was. He was always there, helpful, and I'm grateful for him.
She has always and will always be there for me. Growing up in foster care, through those years, I, was finding who I was and growing up and making mistakes and doing good. And through the good and the bad, Lynn was always there to provide a guiding hand.
If I called her at 3 in the morning, she answered the phone.
She looked at me straight in the eyes and she said, "I'm not leaving you. I'm not going anywhere." I remember she sent me an email about a writing program in New York City for foster care youth and for youth in general.
He really helped me understand, you need people, no matter what, you need people in life, even if it's just to say how you feeling, even if you just listen to how somebody else is feeling, it'll make your day better.
So she's literally the blueprint for who I am today. That door opened up all the other doors that led me to my position today.
He learned, he took time out of his life and his day to learn mine, to learn why I'm so angry. Somebody cared, it make you care about yourself.
That connection was never lost.
I can't imagine where I would be right now without him. I really don't know where I would be in life. And I think about that a lot, for real. I don't know where I would be without David and him came in my life.
The night before I was moving to my apartment, it was late. I called her and I was just crying. I was nervous, had anxiety, I was scared. And I felt like I was gonna fail, but she convinced me basically if I don't try, I won't know if I succeed or not. And when I got to my apartment, my agency left me there with nothing, no bed, no food. CASA bought my bed, food shopping, CASA did everything.
Now that, you ask about your future, what you plan on your future, in your future, I didn't think I would ever see 21. So to know that I'm got a plan for 30 and 40 and 50, that's a lot.
I got my high school diploma, which I never thought I'd see today. But it didn't stop there. Katie helped me apply to different colleges and helped me get 7 scholarships. College was really challenging, but I ended up getting my associate's degree.
I'm interested in journalism, I'm interested in law, I'm interested in fashion, so I have to figure it out.
I want to be a zoologist.
In my future, and it looked bright. It looked bright. Every day it looked more and more bright. And it's all because of my decisions, but I got to give a huge part of that to David. A huge part of that. I don't know where I'll be. I think of it all the time. I really don't know where I'll be.
Consistency. Don't give up. Please don't give up. That's, to be honest, you could say no. no is not the end of the world, but just being there, being consistent, showing that you care, that means the world.
My CASA advocate, she was the one who referred us to the YLC when it first began about 3 or 4 years ago. We help advocate for other youth who's transitioning out of care.
Without Katie and CASA, I wouldn't be alive today. So I want to thank CASA for putting Katie in my life, because she changed my life, but she also made me realize my true potential. So I encourage everybody in the room to become a CASA, because every youth in foster care needs somebody on their side.
If you're considering being a CASA advocate, one quality I feel like you should have is transparency, honesty. Those two I feel like go hand in hand. I feel like you can never get nothing wrong with honesty.
There's no such thing as a bad person. That's why I honestly realize there's nobody out there that's bad, just misled.
Hello, everyone. Andy and Aijia Grammer here. Is it okay if I introduce you? That's like
I mean, I
overstepping.
guess so. I mean,
Okay.
like if
So,
you have to.
we have heard about all the good work that you're doing, and it really, really makes us happy. It touches our soul. It's really sweet to hear that people are doing such incredible things. And so we wanted to sing a song called Don't Give Up on Me about how you're not giving up on these kids. So this goes out to you specifically.
Yeah, and it's just so crucial. Like, I really want to emphasize how needed this work that you're doing with them is. Some kids only have you as their one person that's solid in their life, and it's really important and crucial for them. So we're super grateful and appreciative of you, and we just want to honor you today. So thanks for all the tireless work you're doing. And
when I hear about what you're doing, it makes me think that like when you go to heaven, there's like a VIP section, and it sounds like all of you are going to be in the VIP
you're
section.
in the VIP section.
This goes out to
of
you.
Heaven.
Don't give up on me. I will fight. I will fight for you.
I always do until my heart is black and blue.
And I will stay. I will stay with you.
We'll make it to the other side like lovers do.
And I'll reach my hands out in the dark and wait for yours to interlock. I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you. 'Cause I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up, no, not yet. Even when I'm down to my last breath. Even when they say there's nothing left. So don't give up on it. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up, no, not me. Even when nobody else believes. I'm not going down that easily. So don't give up on me. And I will hold on to you.
No matter what this road goes, it won't shake me loose.
And I'll reach my hands out in the dark and wait for yours to interlock. I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you. 'Cause I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up, no, not yet. Even when I'm down to my last breath. Even when they say there's nothing left. So don't give up on it. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up, no, not me. Even when nobody else believes. I'm not going down that easily. So don't give up on me. Yeah. I will fight for you.